If you're a leader, quite honestly, if you're a human, you've probably dealt with missed expectations, either your own expectations for others or others' expectations for yourselves. And what I've found is some of my greatest triumphs in business and in life is when expectations were clear and they were met. And so what we found is in order to make sure that expectations are met, three things need to be true. Your expectations need to be reasonable, they need to be expressed, and they need to be agreed upon, right? And so if you think about that first one, expectations need to be reasonable, right? If you expect someone to do something that's not reasonable, then it's not going to be possible for them to hit those expectations, right? You need to have a reasonable expectation for that person. Let's say my mother-in-law thought that I needed to come over for dinner every single night, right? It's not reasonable, right? I'm not going to come over every single night. But if our expectation is once a week, we're going to do dinner together, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable expectation. But reasonable is not enough. Secondarily, it needs to be expressed, right? Now, if she expects me to come over every single week, but she never tells me, then I don't know that's the expectation. It's not expressed. So if we have an expectation for someone, it needs to be reasonable and it needs to be expressed. We need to tell them that is our expectation. So she needs to let me know, hey, I expect you to be at dinner once a week. But that's not enough. Oftentimes as leaders, we pause there. Well, it was reasonable and I told them, but was it agreed upon? Did that person agree to actually meet that expectation? So it's not enough that my mother-in-law expects me to come over for dinner once a week. She has to express it to me and I need to agree to it. So we both need to agree. I need to say, yes, I will do that. I will come over once a week and I will eat dinner once a week. Expectations need to be reasonable, they need to be expressed, and they need to be agreed upon. And if I had to guess, I would say that most leaders fall short in one of those three areas. Maybe you don't have reasonable expectations, or you expressed them, but it wasn't agreed upon. The way that you can really make sure you're winning with expectations is make sure all three things are true. So ask yourself in your organization right now, with the people you're leading, do you have clear expectations? And are those expectations reasonable? Have you expressed it to your people? And have they agreed upon those expectations? Give you one final example. As the market was shifting, we knew that we needed to get more clear on our expectations. So we wrote out a commitment document and we told our agents, we need you to agree to three things: show up, embrace feedback, and produce. We made the expectations extremely reasonable, 3 stand-ups a week. We were really clear on what that meant. And then we created a document for everyone to sign so that we agreed to these expectations. We were reasonable, we expressed them, and then we committed to those things together. And it has led to a lot more clarity and success between our agents in this current market. So setting expectations, hopefully this is helpful for you and your organization today.